Ladies and gentlemen, the target of the opposition right now is to take President William Ruto home. And what I know what is troubling them right now, it is how to take him home. And I know very well that they could be seeing some of the things that they can do to take President William Ruto home. The also fact that we must have in our mind is that William Ruto is preparing himself day and night. He knows there are challenges that Kenyans are complaining about. And being a politician for almost 30 years now, he knows how to deal with that perception. And that's why I did a video before and said, ladies and gentlemen, that there are things William Ruto is doing actually will do to also gain the public trust. One is to launching and completing projects. Like now the one for Nairobi and Nakuru highway. That one is going to be done. If it's going to be done as he said, it's going to make a great impact. I hope people are not going to be swayed by that. Number two, he has started reducing school fees, majorly to touch the youth and the parents. You remember school fees was hiked seriously. And right now, I saw yesterday in the news, they have now started reducing the school fees across the universities. Despite William Ruto keeps on making blunders, he's also trying to look for a way to be able to counter the negative perception about his leadership as we speak today. The other thing that we must also remember, he has machineries that exist. This person won an election last time. So he has a machinery that he was created. But if you look at all these leaders in the opposition, none of them ran against him. So the fact remains that none of them has a machinery like William Ruto does. So the fact is, William Ruto has so many things that have been set to face the opposition in 2027. Therefore, the opposition must sit down and be able to see where are the huge weaknesses of President William Ruto to counter him in 2027. And on this particular video, I want to take you through on 6 ways in which William Ruto can be countered and get defeated at the ballot. But before I take you through, if this is the first time you're watching my videos at Mokwa Times, please, ladies and gentlemen, feel free to subscribe, like, and comment because that is the best support you can always give this channel. For those who want to support my channel, my number is always here. Feel free to do so at any time when you feel it's okay. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. Please let me dive into this topic. Before I do so, let me give you 2 seconds to subscribe. Thank you so much for the subscription. Number one way to defeat President William Ruto. It is a united Mount Kenya against President William Ruto in 2027. Mount Kenya, when it is united against any president, you cannot win. 5.2 million votes against you. Impossible. Even if you be number one, you cannot get 50 plus 1. You cannot win against a united Mount Kenya on 3 bases. Number one, they have a certain spirit of voting that can make people come out to vote. Hadi wagonjwa wanaweza piga kura. Such a kind of a spirit does not exist in any part of this country as we speak. It's only Mount Kenya. I wish the rest of the country could also emulate the same. When Raila Amolo Odinga was on the ballot in 2022, 600,000, slightly above that, voters did not vote from the Luo Nyanza. I'm talking of Migori, Homa Bay, Siaya, Kisumu. They did not vote for Raila Amolo Odinga. I know that they voted for William Ruto. They avoided. They did not actually go to the polling station. If they could have voted right now, Raila Amolo Odinga could be the president. So therefore, the spirit of Mount Kenya cannot be matched by any other tribe. When Uhuru Kenyatta was at the ballot, when they decided it is Tano Tena, people woke up to vote. They boosted Uhuru Kenyatta seriously. Twice, 2013, 2017. That spirit does not exist in any part of this country. So if they decide to vote against William Ruto, and then they come out to vote, it's done. It's done. In 2022, they did not have a presidential candidate. But they came out about 5 million votes to vote for the candidates who were there. They do not have a president, only deputies. And as we speak today, William Ruto is the president, courtesy of Mount Kenya. So therefore, Mount Kenya united against President William Ruto. It's a sure bet. That's number one. Number two, Gachagua in the campaigns. Whether we like it or not, the opposition needs Gachagua on the mic at the campaigns. Because he's the person who knows how to counter President William Ruto. To counter William Ruto, you must be an orator. Because when you listen to William Ruto speak, you can think that this country, it is Singapore. So he needs somebody to counter him. And the only person who can do as you speak today is Rigathi Gachagua. So the opposition, whether they like it or not, they need Gachagua. Number two, number three, the opposition must be united. Either united before 2027 general elections or after 2027 first general election voting before the runoff. Either way, they must be united to beat President William Ruto. Either they unite before or they unite at the runoff. Simple and clear. But personally, I prefer unity after the first round of election, because I know if all stand, we are not going to have a 50+1. So we want them, and actually to satisfy regions, let everyone run and let's see who is going to come the top to face William Ruto at the runoff. Simple as that. Number four, constant reactions to William Ruto's sentiments. It's only Gachagua who knows that. William Ruto can only be able to make sense if Gachagua keeps quiet. Gachagua was in the US. He was able to realize that William Ruto is saying some things that are not right, could counter him from there. The fact remains that that is how William Ruto can be beaten, because he found himself not to be able to speak. William Ruto had to go silent at some point. So therefore, the best person to counter William Ruto, it's Gachagua, and the best way is through reactions. He says this, you give him an answer. He says that, you critique it. That's the best way. It's a small thing, but that's how to make people think negative about William Ruto. Eventually influence the decision at the ballot. Ladies and gentlemen, another thing that I have to say here, it is presenting a formidable team or maybe a formidable candidate. If you bring somebody without track record, someone without proper principles of leadership, William Ruto might win, because he's going to do a lot that can be able to sway people to his side. He's going to show the stadiums he has made, the markets across the country, the roads being done in villages, and he's going to show so many other things that he's going to launch. And eventually, if people are not careful, he's going to influence more people in terms of track record. So if they're not going to bring somebody who can promise, who can be able to show that he can perform better than William Ruto, it's done. William Ruto will beat them very early in the morning and will be the president in 2027. Now, last but not least, I'm telling you one simple thing here. A well-organized campaign by the opposition. If they fumble, they don't have a youth machine, they don't have proper agents, they don't have actual agents being paid like Azimio did. They don't have various targets, they don't have a strong parties. They are not united in what they are saying. We are seeing things like the ones we saw in Malava, where Malala was openly attacking DAP party, instead of them sitting in a room and sharing. That is a straight way they are going to fail. So therefore, the opposition must prepare themselves well to deal with President William Ruto. If not, William Ruto is going to sweep them all the way from members of parliament, senators, governors, and even the presidency. I don't know what's your take, but in the comment section, you can share with me on what you think. See you next time for more videos. My name is Abel Mukwa.